And it first started with women. This all first started with women. Because as soon as women came around, they took everything from women, took everything.
So a man's greatest fear is an empowered woman, right? What we are witnessing in the world today is the collapse of the wounded masculine. Women have every right to be in their righteous anger and frustration for being let down. You got to understand, for most of human history and even today, women are sold and traded like property. We live in a time where there's still parts of the world where women are traded, their daughters are traded for cattle and for land and against their will. We have to understand and recognize that. The frustration and sovereignty and liberation women are going through within themselves is going to elevate men and kill boys. Men only evolve to where women put the bar. Wherever women put the bar, men look up and go, oh, that's what I have to obtain to receive her. She is the holy grail. The feminine is the holy grail to the masculine. It is when he becomes a true king, an anointed Christ. He needs to learn that a boy becomes a man through the portal of a feminine. He came to the earth as a boy through his mother's womb, his mother's portal. And he will become a boy to a man through his queen or his lovers or his beloved divine union's portal. And until he can find reverence in the feminine energy that flows through him so that he can learn how grace and water works, what has worked has not worked. Men are fire, women are water. We have masculine and feminine flowing through all of us, but right now women have taken over the fire, which is a good thing. They've been like, yo, I can't trust you with money, I can't trust you with kids, I can't trust you with anything. I'm taking control, I'm taking all the power back, and boys are shaking and men are awakening. This is the greatest time in human history. We're going through a shift. It's tectonic, it's emotional, it's dimensional, and we need to listen to the women and learn from them, learn how water works, learn how emotion works, learn how truth works. Water is here to bring the truth, and men are terrified to be exposed in truth and honesty. And I pray that we can continue to celebrate the men that are doing the work, that aren't afraid of their women becoming empowered or liberated or sovereign. And for the women that are leading the way, we see you, we celebrate you. Let us know what we can do to help you in any way possible. I love you. Take care. Peace.
And then they started to come after all the other races. And so here we are today. Nothing has changed. Still the same old shit. Well, hello everyone. It's Deena Diamond, and thank you so much for coming back to my channel, Deena DNA. This administration is really coming for the trans people, for real. Like the trans, the gay, LGBTQ is under attack. All populations. If you are not white, Anglo-Saxon, heterosexual male, they coming for you. They are coming for you, y'all. So if you are watching this video, you need to know that. Just think about it. I'm here for humanity. I'm here for all people, but I'm specifically here for those that have been oppressed for centuries. For centuries, y'all. Like, we have to put an end to this. Like, it's time for all of us to come together as a union, as a people, as one, and to really stand up for each other. Now, I wasn't around during the days of the civil rights when they were out there marching with Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and Al Sharpton, and the list goes on and on. But we need that type of unity again. We need that. We need that, y'all, where we came together as a people, as one, regardless of our differences, because at the end of the day, we're all different. We are all different. We're all different. So don't let what society tells you to be the focus, because that is part of the plan. That is part of the plan to get you distracted so that we can go at it with each other, so we can eliminate each other. Don't you see that that's part of the plan?
We hate black women. In the United States of America, KKK, we are born and bred, no matter what your race is, to hate black women. Nobody wants to talk about, though. Oh, I'm not racist. I love black women. Yeah, you like to wear black women as a fucking costume. You might want to bed them down, murder them. You want to stand behind them saying that you're standing in solidarity so they'll take the bullets and the beat down. But when it comes to literally saying, my fucking God, we hate black women, the only demographic that'll stand up and actually state it are black women. And they're murdered for it every fucking day. And Angela Davis explains it very clearly in Women, Race, and Class. And it's very clear to me. A book written in the 80s, I read in the 90s, from notes she took while sitting in jail in the 60s. It's very clear to me in 2026. We have been pitted against black women because black women fought against white supremacy from day one, never bowed down. And white men hated it. And one thing I see in my comment sections every single day, that in the United States of America, KKK, we hate black women.
A lot of times we tend to just turn the side eye to things that we feel isn't going to affect us directly, but we have to stop doing that. And it's part of the reason why this country is where it's at right now. But we have to use discernment to be able to see past, what's fake and what's real. Love, y'all. I even have it up there in the back. Love is the answer. We all gotta fight this good fight together. Because at the end of the day, like we are all family. We're all cousins underneath the human race. So to not have love for someone else for whatever reasons, that's just hatred. And I'm gonna tell you this: you need to stop judging people, because leave that to the one that's in charge. Someone has a responsibility to judge people, and it's not you.
Here's a narrative that many of you won't hear about. This narrative will not be televised. Everything we're witnessing right now in the United States, the chaos, the exposure, the division, the evil, is being used, not by fear, not by evil itself, but by the same love that made us. There is an intelligence moving through this moment, a consciousness that wastes absolutely nothing. Every reveal, every collapse of illusion, every system showing its cracks. This is not the end of the world. This is awakening. When truth rises, the nervous system of society goes into shock. People feel disoriented, angry, scared, grieving the identities they built inside a story that no longer holds them. And here's the part most people miss. Those who have benefited from secrecy and control, the oligarchies, the hoarders of power, oh, they feel it. You can see it in the scrambling, in the deflection, in the noise, the attempts to scatter attention, divide the people, exhaust the nervous system like roaches when the lights come on. And here's the truth: they can't stop. Awakening doesn't require permission. Truth doesn't need consensus, and love doesn't retreat when exposed. It multiplies. This moment is teaching humanity how to stand sovereign, how to regulate instead of react, how to anchor into source instead of outsourcing safety to systems that were never meant to save us. Your job right now is not to panic. It's to stay embodied. Breathe, ground, stay in your heart, care for your people, tell the truth without hatred. Because the same love that formed the universe is moving through this awakening.
I remember growing up in the 90s, there was a world filled with love. It was in the music, it was on the TV shows, it was, even in the supermarkets. Wherever you went, you would feel so much love. We had community back then, and we just really need to get to a place where we have that again, where love is present, where we all can feel it. The children are the future. And I hope y'all are listening.
We're heading into the 2026 midterms, and before you cast a single vote, there are some things you need to be watching for. Because the midterms are a completely different game than the presidential election. And some of the people running for these seats are counting on you to not pay attention. Now, I just want to be clear, this is not a tell you who to vote for video. This is a watch for this before you vote video. All right, let's start first. Know who is on the ballot. On November 3rd, 2026, all 435 seats in the House of Representatives are up for election. 35 Senate seats, including special elections in Florida and Ohio. 36 governor races across the country. Hundreds of state legislative seats. School boards, district attorneys, sheriffs. Ballot measures that change state law. Now, we know the presidency isn't on the ballot, but almost every other layer of power that shapes your life is. And the further down the ballot you go, the fewer people are watching. And the more leverage your single vote actually has. A school board race can be won by 200 votes. A state legislative race can be won by 1,500. A US House race can be won by 5,000. And this is the layer of government where people who want to extract from you are most likely to win because they know nobody's paying attention. Second, watch what they did when they actually had power, not what they're saying now. Every single one of these candidates has a voting record or a paper trail. For incumbents, pull their actual votes. For challengers, pull their previous public roles. The record is the receipt. The campaign speeches are the marketing. A state legislator that voted for a 6-week abortion ban is now running for Congress saying they support reproductive rights. Right? They're going to vote like they did when they were a state legislator, not like the campaign promise. The most recent version of a politician is almost never the real version. You get me? Third, if your question about a candidate is met with, "Why are you asking this?" or "That is not the real issue," or "The real enemy is the other party," you're being managed, okay? A candidate with actual answers gives you the answers. A candidate without them attacks the question. Pay attention to which one you're getting. 4, watch the money. Every campaign in this country has to file disclosures with the Federal Election Commission, or with the State Election Commission, depending on the race, of course. That information is public. You can pull up any candidate's donor list in 15 minutes, or less. Watch for patterns. If a state legislator running for Congress is taking money from private equity, defense contractors, oil and gas, big pharma, charter school networks, police union, real estate developers, their policy positions are going to track those donations. Money is the most honest thing in politics. Watch the money. 5, 6 states are using new congressional maps in 2026 that weren't used in 2024. California, Missouri, North Carolina, Texas, Ohio, and Utah. Some of those were drawn through mid-decade redistricting, specifically to lock in partisan advantage. This is the layer of the system that determines your vote's worth before you even cast it. If you live in one of those states, your district may have changed. Check your voter registration, check your district number. Make sure your polling place didn't move. This is part of the playbook that they're running right now. So I say all that to say the midterms are not the consolation round. The midterms are where most of the actual power in this country gets decided. Whether your kid's school gets banned books, whether your state has abortion access, whether your governor cooperates with federal deportation operations, whether your district attorney prosecutes police, whether your state legislature certifies the next presidential election. None of that is decided by who's in the White House. All of it is decided by who's on your local ballot. Run the checklist, y'all. What's actually on the ballot? What does their records show? Are they answering questions or attacking the question? Who's funding them? Has your district been redrawn? Your awareness is the threat. Your awareness is the leverage. Your awareness is the only thing that's ever forced these people to do anything at all. You get me? Vote like a person who's been paying attention because they're watching to see if you are.
And I will see y'all soon. Have a good one, everyone. Bye, diamonds.